Hi, my name's Asger and welcome to Wine Gives You Wine TV. I came across some interesting wines over the last couple of weeks, and in particular some sweet wines. And we've not done any videos related to sweet wines, so I thought, well, let's have a look at these. And what I've got here, I've got two interesting wines. The first one that I've got is a wine known as straw wine. Here it is. And this is from an estate in South Africa called Hazendal, and it comes from the Stellenbosch region. Now this particular wine, what it is, made from the Chenin Blanc grape. The grapes are picked and they're actually dried on straw, and what that does, it then shrinks the grape before the grape is crushed and the wine is made, and the result of that is that you get a lot of sugar retained within the grape juice. Now what that will do is when the wine is fermented, not all the sugar is then converted into alcohol, and that's the reason why we get this particular sweet wine. Now let's have a look at this particular sweet wine. It's got a really dark colour to the wine, almost sort of I would say sort of hazily orangey when you look at it. And as I was pouring it, the aromas were just wafting through on this one. So let's just have a little bit of a figs, dried fruits are the first sort of aromas that are coming through. And the other thing which is in the background is the citrusy notes on it. So dried figs, dried fruits and citrusy background to the aromas on there. Let's just have a little bit of a very sweet wine, very well balanced, good levels of acidity. So what you don't get, the acidity outstripping the sugar in it. So a really balanced wine. Still the flavours are lingering in the mouth. So what have you got here? I mean, the first one you've got on there is the figs coming through, the dried fruits on there with a little bit of citrusy flavours complementing this particular wine. I mean, you know, there's a saying, right, that chocolate will put a smile on a person's face. Well, I think this is a sort of chocolate version of that particular wine. So it's a straw wine from the Stellenbosch area in South Africa, made by Hazendal. So that's the first one. That's the white one that we've looked at. The other one, which wines that we've talked about previously in our videos, is wines made by a guy called Eric Fabre from Chateau Leclerc in the south of France. Now, he's got a brother who lives in Paris, and that's where the history of this particular wine comes in. And what his brother is a chocolatier, and what his brother said to him, is, I need a wine which will complement chocolate. So what Eric did, he took Syrah, the grape variety that he grows, with a little bit of Grenache, and then what he added maple syrup to the wine itself. So what he's done, he's made a sweet wine which is red, which is a little bit unusual. And I thought, well, let's have a taste, because it's an unusual wine. I thought I'd have a try of this one. Real garnet and red in colour. Now the one that I'm trying is called Ouzaine Victoria. This is a 2006 blend, and as I said, it was originally made for his brother, who's a chocolatier in Paris. So let's have a bit of a dark cherry fruit, and although you can't smell the sort of the sweetness on it, it's there. I mean, you can just feel the sweetness coming from the wine itself, coming through. A little bit of spice from the Syrah grape in there. So let's have a little bit of a taste now. What a delightful wine. Sweet wine, a little bit of soft tannins, the sweetness and the richness is coming to the wine. The taste that sort of is in there, obviously the cherries are in there, but the sweetness coming through the maple syrup sort of hits you very delightfully and nicely on the palate. So a rich wine, lots and lots of flavours, lots and lots of work going through there. It's unusually, it's a red wine, which is why I find the wine very, very interesting. And the flavours are just lingering in the mouth. I said it's got a little bit of soft tannin. I'm going to have another taste of this one. The dark fruits are there, but it's just got this blend with the maple syrup in there. I mean, I'm not saying it's overpowering, it's not treacly, but it's sweet as a wine. Now I think, okay, right, this wine would go particularly well with chocolate. Now, incidentally, what I've got here is I've got a nice treat for myself, a little bit of chocolate there. And what I've got some Kit Kat, I've got some Aero, and I'm just going to try it with it. That just melts together. It's so velvety in texture. Really, really enjoyable. A combination of chocolate and that red wine just works wonders. Since I'm doing more tastings, I'll come back to that later on. What about this one here? The straw wine from Hazendale. Well, I think, okay, right, this would go well with chocolate, but just for me as a little treat, what I've got here is some hard cheese. It's a very strong cheese, slight little bit saltiness in there, and I think, okay, this would work well with this particular wine as well. Very nutty, a little bit of saltiness there, a hard cheese. Let's just try it. Oh, the flavours and they just melt together. The hard cheese with the sweetness, not overly sweet, a little bit of saltiness from the cheese, just works perfectly well with this particular wine. So two wines here, a straw wine, sweet wine, got lots and lots of taste of dried figs and dried fruit, excellent, enjoyable. And then we've got a red wine here from Chateau Leclerc called Ouzaine Victoria, made from the Syrah grape with a little bit of Grenache in there. Again, unusual red variety. It's a sweet wine. So both wine really, really good, and with chocolate and cheese works extremely well. Till next time, bye.